You may be thinking, how did we end up here? Well, this is Pablo. He will be helping us answer 2 questions today. What is the purpose of learning about the past? And how can the past help you understand the world in which you live today? The simple answer to that is that everything that happened in the past is the reason why the world and society is the way it is. We made advancements off of things from the past, and we can learn about others' culture and past events when we study history. I want to talk about war and violence from the past and use that to help me answer the questions fully. Violence is an everyday thing, and by studying the past we learn that it was very violent back then because of all the wars between countries. Violence can be caused by many things. For example, the most important person in your country has been killed and a country you're allied with has been declared war. Violence can cause many things. For example, in the document Woodrow Wilson, Speech on the 14 Points, it states, "The program of the world's peace, therefore, is our program. And that program, the only possible program, as we see it, is this." He then proceeds to give 14 points. This speech was given so that there can be world peace and to let this war be the end of all wars. If there wasn't violence that caused the war, there wouldn't be a need for this speech to be created for world peace. There are many outcomes from violence, and some are good, some are bad. And one of the outcomes of violence can lead to weapon advancements. To explain this furthermore, in a fight the 2 sides that are fighting would want to win against the other side, so they would need something in their power to overthrow the other team. In the text, Marx, Decolonization, which is also titled The Origins of the Modern World, a Global and Environmental Narrative from the 15th to the 21st Century, 4th edition. It mentions, while it is true that most colonies became independent states only after World War II, the process had begun in the aftermath of World War I. The sense of betrayal after World War I, combined with the clear recognition of the vulnerability of the colonial powers, had fueled nationalist-inspired independence movements throughout Asia and Africa. This is making a connection to World War I, which we talked about in the first document. After World War I they began to decolonize, which means that some colonies decided to become independent by leaving the colonizing country. The way this connects to the first document is that it's mentioning the aftermath of World War I. We learn that violence spreads into every event into history and breaks into smaller bits and causes other smaller events to happen, such as decolonization in this context. Which answers the 2 main questions, because we learn from all of this that violence plays a huge role. From that we learn why certain countries are allies with certain countries, or why weaponry can't enter close range to certain countries, because we learn that we built up trust issues with some countries and trust bonds with others. Lastly, I'm going to make a connection to an article. The article is called Remembering That Time the Soviet Union Shot a Top-Secret Space Cannon While in Orbit. The article is about the space cannon named Diamond that was shot into space. The reason why the Diamond was created was due to America. They wanted to be prepared in case America did anything. It's to counter any anti-satellite weapon threat from America. The way this connects to the past documents is that it's an effect from violence, the aftermath of violence. We learn trust issues are built upon each other, and it causes them to build these weapons to protect themselves from others. Violence led to these advancements because civilizations wants to win against the opposing team that's attacking them.